Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo has estado? I hope you've been practicing. Espero que hayas estado practicando. Espero que hayas estado estudiando. Y espero que hayas estado usando el español mucho con amigos y en el trabajo. Y sí. Bueno, welcome to lesson 19. Very close to the end of this course. Important thing is you're using the language and you're putting together the loose ends on your own based on the template and the framework and the material. This video is going to be the final frontier of 501 Spanish verbs. It is the if clauses, if something were the case. And so down at the very bottom of 501 Spanish verbs, you're going to see the past tense subjunctive. And it works with the verb, the word si, which means if. Okay, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Si pudiera, all right, comes from the verb poder. Poder is where we get puedo from. Puedo means I can, of course, right? Si pudiera means if I could. All right, so if I could. The whole premise here is that I can't or I don't know that I can. So I'm just talking about if I could, right? So if I could travel, just back to a regular infinitive verb. So if I could to travel, see if I could travel. Si pudiera viajar to a cualquier part of the world. Get rid of that for now. Poder. If I could travel to any part of the world, anywhere in the world, si pudiera viajar a cualquier parte del mundo, I would like to, okay, this is two different tenses. This comes from the potential tense or the conditional tense. I would like to travel. I would like to travel to, okay, perfect opportunity for an exercise. Grab the notebook and just fill in the blank. Really practice this. Push pause and really think about this and practice that. Do it with your eyes closed. Do it with writing. Do it, in a text message or whatever you can. Si pudiera viajar a cualquier parte del mundo, me gustaría viajar a Cuba. Me gustaría viajar a España. Me gustaría viajar a Uruguay, a China, a Japón, a Rusia. ¿Está bien? How about this? If I could meet to any person, a cualquier persona, if I could meet anyone in the world, me gustaría conocer, meet to this person. You still use to. Meet to this person. Si pudiera conocer a cualquier persona, me gustaría conocer a Einstein or Jesus or whoever you want to, Buddha, whoever you want to put in there. Right? Me gustaría conocer a such and such. What else? If I, let's switch out pudiera for have, right? So if I had $1 million, which some of you probably do, so insert billion there, I don't know. Si tuviera $1,000,000, what would you do? Si tuviera $1,000,000, then you got to grab from the conditional section of 501 verbs, right? So if I had $1 million, I would travel more. I don't know. Yeah, I would buy, compraría a new car. I don't know. I would go. I would do Okay, just to make this very clear, this part, the second part of the sentence here, the conditional, that's different than the past tense subjunctive. So just to be very clear, this is past tense subjunctive. If I could, if I had, then I would, and the would part is the conditional. Just to make that super clear, I would do, that's the conditional. Okay, so think about any phrase like this. If I such and such, then I would such and such. Okay, this is your past tense subjunctive, imperfect subjunctive, sometimes they call it, just another way to say past in this case, and that's conditional. Okay, both of these are all over your 5-1 Spanish verbs, so you just gotta fill in the template basically. If I could, then I would, right? If I had, if I could, if I saw, if I thought, if I knew, si supiera, I would tell you. It's this easy. It's this easy. Si supiera, te diría. If I knew, I would tell you. Okay? This tiny little sentence, si supiera, te diría, that's kind of representational of, I don't know if the whole not the whole grammar, but it's like representational of advanced grammar. Like this is one of the like quote unquote hardest things you could need to say in the language. In fact, if we did it the slow, long way, the high school Spanish way, textbook way, it would be years maybe before we were managing to say something like si supiera te diría, no? Because it's got the past tense subjunctive, the scary, it's got the conditional, it's got a indirect object pronoun, I would tell you, but we've seen all this already. We've seen some of this today. We've seen where the indirect object pronoun goes, how it goes in front of the verb, right? So my premise is it really just comes down to what can you do with 501 Spanish verbs, what can you do with your notebook, and what can you do in conversation. Let me add a quick bonus lesson here. I just thought of this today. I just feel like saying this. There's 3 parts, 3 things to focus on, 3 areas of language learning, and in my opinion, go very simple. There's grammar, there's vocabulary, and there's practice. So normally I'd want to make a little like triangle out of this, almost like a 3 even parts type of thing. There's practice, there's grammar, and there's vocabulary, right? So your grammar is the template. It's unchanging. It's like the word order is fixed. There's past, present, future, so on and so forth. Vocabulary is the content. That's what you mix in and out of the grammar, right? I went to the XYZ, and that's the variable. Then, of course, the practice is what can you do with your notebook? What can you do with real people? And how does the language work for you in your life? All right, so that's probably the last lesson, the last grammar lesson I have for you. I'll just do a wrap-up video after that, and that's the whole thing for now. Entonces, nos vemos. Hasta luego. Ciao.